Hi everyone, this is your very own Shumanto and I welcome you all for the very first video from Codon, the coding particle. So here today in this video we will be talking about S4HANA on-prem to SAP BTP platform connectivity, and this video is mainly for the newbies or the new entrants of the big SAP world, freshers and having 1 or 2 or 3 years of experience. And actually my heart reaches out to you to congratulate you, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this big world of SAP. So let's start with a question. Why it is called a platform? SAP BTP Business Technology Platform, as we all know it. But why SAP had to come up with a platform? What is the efficacy of the term platform? Okay, we will try to see why it is called a platform gradually and explore further in the system itself. So let's start. Let's revisit our own lives. Okay, so where in our daily lives we encounter the term platform? Okay, yes, OTT platforms, okay, railway platforms, okay. So why do we call them platform? Okay, to make things simpler, platforms are nothing but some elevated spaces from where you are entitled to access some of the services made available to you. Okay, that is the basic rudimentary definition of a platform. Okay, and yes, if we talk about OTT platforms, yes, if we subscribe, then we are entitled to access or enjoy some of the services from the OTT platform. Okay, Netflix, Amazon, there are plenty. Okay, railway platforms, similarly, whenever you are on the platform, then you are entitled to off-board or on-board a train. So train is the service in case of a railway platform. Okay, so SAP also in the similar line provided you a platform from where you are entitled to access the services being made available to you by none other than SAP. So this is all about the usage of the term platform, the efficacy of the term platform. So from now onwards we will be seeing the parts of BTP. How do we subscribe? How do we make use of the services being made available to us by SAP in the system itself? So in the next section of this session, we will be deep diving into the system itself. So see you in the next part of this video. Thank you. Hi everyone. Welcome to this part of the session where we will be deep diving into SAP BTP. Okay, so I have prepared a very small PPT for you to start with. SAP Business Technology Platform is being defined by SAP as that brings together data and analytics, artificial intelligence, application development, automation and integration in one unified umbrella. Okay, so SAP Business Technology Platform is an innovation platform optimized for SAP applications in the cloud. And these are the types of services being offered by SAP: database and data management, analytics, application development and integration, and intelligent technologies. So these are the types of services that are being made available to you because you have subscribed to be on the so-called platform given by SAP, as we discussed earlier. Okay, so that's fine. But now let's study the anatomy of the SAP BTP. What actually are there for us? Okay, so these are the main things. In order to get started with the SAP BTP, you will be needing an account. So account has to be trial or the company specific or productive account, the very first point. And once you get subscribed, you have a global account. Okay, as you have a global account, and under that you have a sub account, and there are other things as well, region, services, entitlements and other stuff. So we'll be seeing it when we actually log in into the SAP platform. And just to stress again on the last analogy, I have tried to prepare this figure for you. So this figure tells you that suppose the global account, how do you see the global account? So let's take the example of the railway station. The global account is actually the railway station. This is the bold and beautiful Howrah station from Kolkata, the main entrance. So you are entering into SAP BTP account and take this main Howrah railway station entrance as your global account. Okay, so you are getting the first ever entry into the SAP BTP. And these are the myriads of platforms from where loads of trains are getting in their individual ways. Okay, so your sub accounts, these sub accounts are individual platforms from where you can access different services, that is the trains. Okay, and further, if you go down very quickly, just to emphasize again on the on the example that we just discussed, that this is a platform, and please resemble this gentleman standing out there on the platform waiting for the train to arrive, and he is waiting for that train on board. Okay, so you are as a user actually using this platform to access this train. Okay, so and the train is a service, as I said. What are the types of services available as per the analogy? And these are the types of services mainly: database and data management, analytics, application development and integration, and intelligent technologies. So I think very quickly I am able to sum up the usage of the term platform and how do you visualize yourself as a subscriber of that platform. And finally, as you know that on-prem, as we stated earlier, that SAP is a big monolithic juggernaut, okay, as a system. So on-premise has to connect with the SAP BTP platform. Okay, so because we are discussing this connectivity, so we need to know what is that binding thread between this big behemoth of monolithic SAP on-prem and the very flexible SAP BTP. Just to see things better light, so connectivity role of a SAP Cloud Connector. Cloud Connector is the binding thread between the monolithic SAP on-prem and the SAP BTP. That is the binding thread. That is called Cloud Connector. And as you see, this SAP BTP stays in the public cloud. You can access it from the internet. Okay, it access. We actually log in to SAP BTP from anywhere in the world via internet. So SAP BTP stays in the internet, and your SAP on-prem stays in the intranet, which is a very secure network of your organization. So this SAP Cloud Connector serves the binding thread or the tunneling. Okay, it allows you to access these two. So marriage of these two, okay, marriage of these two happens via SAP Cloud Connector. So we'll be seeing what is SAP Cloud Connector is whenever we'll be installing, downloading and making use of the SAP Cloud Connector in order to bind these two. Okay, so that sums up the prequel to the video what we are going to do, and we'll be finally seeing the system very soon. So I'll be waiting for you in the next part of the video. See you there. Thank you. Hi everyone. Welcome to the most important segment of this video series. Here in this segment we will be actually configuring SAP Cloud Connector in order to get the SAP BTP and the S4HANA on-premise actually connected. So in order to do that, let's jump into the software and hardware requirements. Okay, what you actually need to get this thing done. Okay, so if you refer here, from hardware perspective, you will be needing this. Okay, memory 1 gig, okay, hard disk space 1 gig minimum, 20 GB recommended, CPU 3 gigahertz minimum, dual core, okay, 64-bit operating system, and these are the servers and individual machines. Okay, cloud connector installation archive, Visual Studio, C++ 2010 runtime libraries, JDKs, and environment variable of Java Home. Okay, and these are the software requirements, pretty much the same. Okay, just to differentiate between hardware and software section. So let's see the current machine we are in, if actually it has them or not. Okay, so let's go to this current system. Okay, as you can hopefully see, this is my hardware information of the machine. It's a Windows 2016, so satisfied one of the requirements. Memory is 40 gigs, okay, 2.40 gigahertz, 8 processors, 64-bit operating system. Okay, so we are pretty much sorted in terms of the hardware. Okay, and let's now focus on the software part. Okay, I'm going here and I'm going here, apps and features. Okay, so if you see in this machine, we have everything, JDK, okay, and these are the distribution libraries. Okay, so even some latest versions are installed, but these two are basic prerequisites, and you can see as well that Cloud Connector is already installed here. Okay, so because it is already installed, we won't be able to show you the installation step by step, but we have captured the key screens, okay, which will be beneficial in order to understand the installation process itself. So let's see them. Yeah, please remember this link very carefully, because this link actually gives you a holistic view of all the softwares and the versions needed to configure your SAP Cloud Connector. So here, first of all, you will be needing this JVM. Okay, you will be needing this JVM. So once you have the JVM installed, okay, then you should be going for your Cloud Connector installation. Okay, so the actual executables or MSI, okay, these are all duly listed here. So I have tried to download these two. Okay, so if you go here first, if you double click on this JVM, you will be having this root JVM directory, and you must take a note of the fact that whenever you are extracting this file, okay, you must without fail actually extract it to your C program files Java directory as they have done it. Okay, so you must extract the zip file of JVM here. Okay, and if you don't, then there may be some problems in terms of configuration of the actual SAP Cloud Connector. So now finally, when you actually start installing this SAP Cloud Connector, okay, then you will be having some intermediate screens which are important. So here I have tried to capture individual screens. Okay, so here if you scroll down a bit, then you will find that these are the individual screens. I mean, here in this screen, installation folder is being asked, and here finally this port is important. By default, SAP gives you a port 8443. You can always change it, but at this point in time, I would recommend not to change it, not to tamper with the default what is being provided, okay, in order to have a smooth installation process. So these are the important intermediate steps, and after that, whenever the Java directory is being asked, please give the C program files Java directory, which I just showed in the last slide. So here now we will be focusing on the SAP Cloud Connector installation, okay. But before that, okay, where are we actually? Okay, as an user, I'll be logging into the S4HANA on-prem HANA. I can very well log into my SAP BTP account, okay, and then I'll have to I have installed this Cloud Connector, okay, and then I'll have to establish the connector, configure the connector so that the connectivity is established between this S4HANA and BTP. So before logging into BTP, okay, I would request you to remember these two, okay. So this is the actual productive, as if you remember, we described that there are two kinds of subscription possible. One is a trial subscription and another is productive subscription to SAP BTP. So this is the one which actually is the productive account login. Okay, if you have a company specific account, you can safely log in or sign up from here. But whenever you are going for a trial account, remember this trial cockpit.hana trial ondemand.com. So if you here it asks you for your account. So I'll be logging with my own account, okay, and here I'll be giving my password. If you remember the analogy, this is actually the main entrance of our big and bold Howrah railway station, that is the global account. We are entering into the global account, okay. So now, as because you have just entered the global account, then which platform or which sub account you want to go to? So it asks for the trial account, okay. So trial account is nothing but a sub account, okay. If you see, this is a sub account. And what is the sub account actually? The sub account is nothing but a platform, as I said, okay, and you can access some of the services, okay, by subscribing to this sub account. So this is the by default sub account which is created for you by the SAP, okay. And in order to visualize a sub account or a global account, okay, just imagine that SAP has provided an machine somewhere in some part of the world for you, okay, and you have a legitimate logging authority to that machine. You are a legitimate user of that machine, okay, that far away machine. Where is that machine? This machine belongs to this region, US East Virginia, okay. So whenever you are informed that you have been given a machine, okay, and an entry passed to that machine, so you must be knowing or you must be inquiring that what is the type of that machine, what is the operating system of that machine, and how do I operate it, right? So if you go to this inside the sub account, okay, you will be presented those informations, okay. So in that machine, okay, which actually resides in this region of Virginia, US East. Okay, it's a multi-environment machine. Okay, you have a sub account, and this is the sub account, and you are a tenant, as because it's a shared machine. Okay, this is a subdomain, and these are the other details. Hi everyone, let's revisit the SAP BTP once more. Okay, just to understand the individual sections of BTP that actually interest us. Okay, so as I said, this is the trial account, so you are in the main account. Okay, here you will be finding entitlements. Entitlements means that allowed usages of the services for your account. You are entitled to a list of services, but services are not entirely at your disposal. Services may be shared, okay, and they have a quota. Okay, that means suppose you are entering the big bold Howrah main station, you have 2 tickets. Okay, you may go to Chennai from Howrah and you may go to Delhi. Okay, so these 2 trains should be on different platforms, so you may have multiple options for sub accounts. Okay, yes, you do. Here if you see, you are able to create a sub account. Okay, in the trial account, in this platform, you are entitled, these are the other details, and if you see, these are the entitlements and these are the instances and subscriptions. That means out of those all trains, okay, during the suppose I have entered 10 a.m. so what are the trains available for me? Okay, so I cannot board a train which is scheduled to depart tomorrow. So as because I have entered today, it's a very rough example though, as because I have entered today, then all the trains available for today is at my disposal to onboard. Okay, so this is the closest example that I could find at this point in time. Okay, for relevance perspective. So these are the instances, okay, for this sub account. Okay, if you go here, I have already subscribed for the SAP Business Application Studio. This is the subscription. This is the instance. I have already created an instance of SAP HANA Cloud Service over here. Okay, and environment. The sub account, I mean the runtime, the so-called, the closest possible analogy will be the operating system of the machine that I have been given an entry pass to. So that is the environment. Okay, Cloud Foundry. There are other environments as well, Kaima, Cloud Foundry. Okay, so I have chosen Cloud Foundry. Okay, so suppose at this platform I have train available Delhi bound. Okay, but I change my mind that okay, let's not go to Delhi, let's go to Chennai. Okay, so you can always go and create a sub account. Okay, from here you can give it a name, suppose ABAP on cloud. ABAP on cloud. Okay, subdomain is already being filled by you. Parent will be always your parent, the trial account, main trial account, and obviously I will be choosing the region. Okay, and if I create the ABAP on cloud, the new platform with the new train, that means new services available, okay, will be available for me. But the quota, there is a global quota and global list of possible services that are available for me, okay, are fixed. Okay, I mean it's a kind of a service catalog for that particular user. You may choose trial account, sub account, or an ABAP on cloud sub account. Okay, but there will be a global list, okay, whitelisted services for you, and out of that you may opt for which platform I am going to access which service. Okay, as I just shown for trial account, I have opted for Business Application Studio and SAP HANA on cloud. Suppose ABAP on cloud, these are my subdomain, these are the tenants and all. Okay, these will obviously change. The tenant and sub account ID for your one sub account and the other one will always differ. Okay, so now if I want to subscribe, there are 19 entitlements. Okay, that means this is my whitelisted services. I am entitled to these services and I may opt or create an instance. Okay, so here first, before doing that, you have to enable Cloud Foundry. You have to choose the environment. Suppose you are choosing the OS. Okay, so you have to enable Cloud Foundry. Okay, standard plan, ABAP, okay, blah blah blah, and you just, so this org is currently being created and your platform is ready. Okay, so now from here we will be seeing how we will be choosing. We have already switched the platform. From the trial account we have created another sub account, and we have just to relate to the analogy, I was originally bound for the platform A, on which there was a train waiting for me to onboard to Delhi, but I have changed my mind. I have switched the platform and I'll be going to Chennai in a different train. Okay, so here this is the global service marketplace. Okay, so here all the services that are available for me, okay, available here as per my entitlements. If I go to entitlement, okay, so these are the possible things that are available for me. Suppose if I go to service assignments, okay, this is the ABAP environment, okay, which is available for me to subscribe. Okay, and I can very well go to my sub account and access this ABAP on environment, ABAP environment for me. Okay, so this is how we pick and choose platforms and the services, sub accounts and the services. Okay, so this ABAP environment we will be seeing on a different video, but today just to explain the choices available, how do we move forward and all, how do you operate in the standard SAP BTP environment, I thought this part is necessary. So we have already seen the SAP BTP, we have logged into it, and moreover I have a system available for me. I have logged into the system as well. So I am here in the intranet, I am there as well on the internet, but I am not inside the SAP Cloud Connector as of now. Okay, so I will have to be there, and from the Cloud Connector I will gradually connect this and this. So I will connect the LHS and I will connect the RHS. Okay, so the binding thread is complete. Okay, and the connectivity is finally established. Okay, great. So let's log on to SAP Cloud Connector. So if you go here, this is, please remember this web address, localhost 8443. Okay, so go there and you will be asked for a username and password. So here the username is normally the same when you first ever log in, and do not tamper with the default. Okay, whenever first ever you log in, the password will be administrator and manage, all in administrator A caps, rest is in lowercase, and password is manage fully in lowercase. That is the standard. Okay, and once you first time log in, the cloud connector functionality will ask you to change the password for your security purpose. Okay, and you have changed it and you have logged in with the changed. Sorry, I'll have to refresh it. I'll have to do it from scratch. Localhost 8443 administrator, and I'll have given my changed password. Okay, so I have logged into this. Okay, so I'm in Cloud Connector now. Okay, so first Cloud Connector. So in the PPT, ideally my position is like this. I am on the SAP Cloud Connector as well, but these two connecting segments is not yet been established. So my job from now on will be to establish these two connecting lines. Okay, so I am inside the SAP S4HANA, I am inside the S4 BTP, I am inside the SAP Cloud Connector. Now my job is to finally connect them. Okay, let's do that. Again I am going back. Okay, the first one, let's take the first one. There are two parts from the Cloud Connector. Let's take the LHS, the BTP. Here there is a place to add sub account. Okay, you are on the connector. Okay, you are inside the connector, you have logged into connector, and now you are connecting your BTP. Okay, so adding the sub account. Your region is this one, US East Virginia, AWS. Okay, sub account, if I go back here, I go here, I choose this sub account to get connected to. Okay, so what is my sub account ID? This is my sub account ID. I'll be copying it and I'll be putting over here. This is my sub account ID. Okay, no spaces ideally. Display name, okay, I'll be giving my name. Okay, this is the login email account. Remember, the email account with the BTP connected to your BTP account. Okay, so I'll be doing it like this. Okay, and I'll be giving my password, SAP BTP login ID, login password. So I'll be duly giving it. Okay, location ID you can leave as of now. Save. Let's see how it goes. Yes, it got, this is the new one, and this part is important. Okay, this part is important. That means this is somehow okay. So if you go here, you will see that your cloud connector is duly and correctly configured and connected to your SAP BTP. Your cloud connector is connected to your SAP BTP. So what's the proof? What's the proof? Okay, let's see. So if I go here in the trial account, if I go to connectivity and if I go to cloud connector, I will see that this one is connected. Yes, this one is connected. This is the connector ID. This is the connector ID, and with which this is connected. Okay, and if I go back, this is the proof. The sub account is connected to here. So both of them acknowledges Cloud Connector as well as SAP BTP acknowledges that connectivity is established. So left hand section is done. Okay, great. So what we will do, as because we have achieved this part, I will be removing this. This part is done. Okay. Another part is we need to connect this part, internet one. Okay. So how do I do it? Okay, let's do that. I'll be going to cloud to on-premise. Okay, I'll be going to cloud to on-premise. From here, we'll be connecting our on-premise system to the cloud. Okay, so I'll be pressing this new. Okay, what I'm trying to connect to ABAP system. Okay, great. ABAP system I have given here. What will be the protocol? HTTP. What is the internal host? Okay, for these things we'll have to refer to our system. I have gone here. I'll go to SICF, SAP Internet Communication Framework. There is other transaction SMICM as well, but I always choose this path. So once you are in, execute this, go to port information. Here the protocol wise the port is already listed as well as the host. Okay, so internal host. Okay, this is the internal host. Okay, great. So this is the internal host. Port is 8021 and protocol is HTTP. Protocol, port, host name. Okay, so these three things mainly we need. Okay, great. So here I will again go here. This is my internal host. Okay, and this is my internal port. Okay, okay. So now virtual host and virtual host. The internal host and internal port, these are actual system details. But whenever I am operating on cloud, okay, I would not like to expose these private informations on cloud. Okay, so I can mask it. This is a masking facility. I will be internally using the same internal host and port, but it will not be exposed in the internet. So what I will give on my on-prem hana.com, and I will keep the virtual post. Virtual port 8021. You can always change it, but still, that's fine. This is the principal type. Okay, principal type means this is the security related aspect, Kerberos. Okay, so you will have to keep it. Use virtual host. Okay, I don't want to expose my things whenever I am working with SAP Cloud Connector internal host. I don't want to expose. I will be using virtual host instead. Okay, description not needed. Okay, finish. Check internal host while connecting and finish. Okay, yeah, this portion is important. Reachability. Check results. Okay, so whatever I have added, my on-prem is recognized or acknowledged by the Cloud Connector that okay, I can reach and I can connect. Okay, so here I have connected a on-prem system, but on-prem system has a directory structure. Okay, where the data is kept. Okay, so I am not going to expose my whole system on the cloud. So I will be giving access to particular path from where my services or my chosen services rather will be exposed. These are basically OData services. In future videos we will be creating OData services in our system. From our HANA system, we will be creating CDS views and we will be creating OData out of them, and we will be using it in the SAP BTP. Okay, so for that, as of now, what we will be doing is, what is the URL path? So every OData normally stays here in this path, SAP OPU. Okay, and you have to choose this path and all subpaths. All the ODatas are listed there. So I am mainly giving this path and all their subpath. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so everything is fine. So what we have done is we have done this as well. Okay, so we have successfully configured the SAP Cloud Connector. We have logged into SAP S4HANA. We have logged into SAP BTP. We have a valid sub account there, and inside the sub account I have subscribed the service SAP BAS, I mean Business Application Studio, and we have established the connectivity via SAP Cloud Connector. So all these three things I have achieved. Okay, now the final part is I'll be logging into SAP the main S4HANA system. I'll be creating a CDS and I'll be creating an OData out of it, and I will check whether this cloud connector actually works and my SAP BTP, which is actually in public cloud, can access the resources or the services exposed to cloud by this from this on-prem S4HANA system. Okay, so congratulations to all of you, and we have successfully downloaded, installed, configured and established connectivity via Cloud Connector between the monolithic juggernaut of S4HANA on-prem and SAP BTP on the internet. So many congratulations to you. I'll be seeing you in the final part of the video very soon. Thank you so much. Hello everyone. We have reached the last portion of the video. Till now, what we have done is we have successfully configured. We'll have to again get back to the PPT once more, and we were lastly there. Okay, I mean we have logged onto the HANA system, we have logged onto the Cloud Connector, we have logged onto the BTP, and we have connected it. But in order to exchange data, okay, flawlessly exchange data between these S4HANA on-prem and BTP, Cloud Connector has actually established the binding thread. The connectivity is established, but the data exchange is yet to happen. In order to do that, I think we will be needing a connectivity. I mean, this S4HANA must know that I am going to connect to this, or this BTP has to know that I am connecting this S4HANA. Cloud Connector knows both the part. As if one of my friend A gives me a packet to deliver to my friend B. Okay, so I am the Cloud Connector. I have taken the parcel from A and I have planned to deliver it to B. I knocked at the B's door and I said, hello, this is the Cloud Connector and here is your data. But normally what will happen in the real world, this person B, the recipient, will be taken aback naturally if he or she doesn't know the sender. Okay, it's an anonymous thing. Is it a bomb or what? So that is why, so these two, sender and recipient, has to know each other. Okay, so the recipient has to know the sender from which destination it came. I mean, it's termed as destination. Okay, so I mean the SAP S4HANA and BTP, S4HANA and BTP has to know each other, right? Intermediate actions to be taken by Cloud Connector successfully done. Okay, the packet reaches from A to B, but B has to know A. That is the closest possible example. Okay, so in order to make A known to B, make the sender known to the recipient, okay, we need to create something. Okay, and if they know each other, then and then only the Cloud Connector, the poor Cloud Connector, will be able to make the data flow. Okay, so here the last thing that we will be doing is we'll be going to our system and we'll be going in our same way, trial home account and all, and we will be going to the destination. Okay, so here I do have some demo destinations created. Okay, so let's change this demo destination to our final one. Okay, I'll be giving a name, my dest 1. Okay, so type will be HTTP. Okay, this URL for the time being I have kept it 1 2 3 4 as because it's a demo, but I will again make sure that this time I put the real one. I'll have to again log into my on-prem HANA. I'll again go to SICF, execute this. I'll go to the port information and I will straight away, as we did, okay, we'll straight away copy it from here, and the port is 8021 for HTTP. So what we will do, I have kept it HTTP destination description my dest 1, and here I will keep it just like this, and it has to be there HTTP something like this and followed by 8021. And proxy type, proxy type means the type of connection. So this is what we are doing. I repeat, the sender, the S4HANA on-prem. Suppose S4HANA on-prem is sending something. S4HANA on-prem is sending an OData service to SAP BTP. Okay, so Cloud Connector has established the both ends connectivity. So now the data to be flown from SAP S4HANA to BTP. So this is the prerequisite. That means a recipient of the data has to know the sender. Okay. So here what we are doing is we are basically making the sender known to the recipient. Okay. So proxy type here is on-prem. Authentication type will be basic. Okay, here I'll be giving my actual systems user with what I have just logged into my on-prem HANA. So I will give that here, password here, and these are the additional properties. You have to maintain that, and remember, you have to maintain the client and the system name. Okay, client and the system name, and web ID usage should be OData dev and OData ABAP. Okay, so here this way it should work. So now you have another destination. If you go to the destination, you have one I have already created, and this is the one. So let's check if failure reason, backend is not available in the list of system mappings in the Cloud Connector. So I'll be going to the Cloud Connector. Cloud Connector is operational. I have seen it is working, connected. Okay, it is working and connected, all fine. Cloud to on-prem, I have, this is also reachable, and I will go to show details. This is fine. I will go and check this part. Okay, it's all fine. Okay, now what could be the problem? The problem is in this I have used the virtual host, my HANA on-prem 8021, but in the SAP destination I have provided the internal host. So ideally here I should be providing my HANA on-prem. Okay, I will have to edit. My on-prem HANA.com, my on-prem HANA.com. Okay, my on-prem HANA. So that should be it, and Yes, connection my_1 successful. So, if you remember, while configuring the cloud connector, we gave something that we will be using virtual host. Host in request header, use virtual host. This is the one. We have told cloud connector, do not go by this actual internal host and port, go by the virtual host. But we were making a very useful mistake, I would say, because this part is very necessary. Here we actually by mistake gave the internal host and port, that's why it was failing. So whenever we connected that to the actual virtual host that we have given, port and host, okay, it's all fine. If you go to this check connection, it's successful, and from here it is also. So now the whole thing is complete. Cloud connector connects BTP, cloud connector connects S4HANA, as well as the sender S4HANA on-prem, okay, is being duly recognized by the recipient SAP BTP, okay, by this destination. So each and every part of the jigsaw puzzle is being filled, and so we have a full big picture now in front of us. Okay, so connectivity we are just done with. Okay, so now what we will do, we will actually get into the system and actually create and CDS view. Here what we'll do is we will go and we will enter the SAP HANA Studio. Okay, in SAP HANA Studio we will connect to the system, okay, the on-prem system. This is the SAP GUI logon, but this time we are connecting to SAP HANA Studio via connecting to the on-prem system via SAP HANA Studio. Here we do have an project created, and here we are just entering HANA user and we are giving the password. And we have just entered. Hopefully everything is right, and we have successfully entered the system. So now what we will do is you can see that core data services are being created. So here I am just trying to create another one. So here what we'll be doing is, first, okay, we'll be going to here, new data definition. Here we'll be doing it ZCDS BTP2. This is the name of the CDS view, description BTP2. That's all fine. And from here we'll be moving ahead. We are taking a simple view to start with. Okay, we'll be giving this PDDL view, because this is plain and simple CDS view, not view entity. As you know, in view entity you do not need this SQL view name, and for this CDS view we must have this. Okay, so that's fine. So for the time being I'm just selecting it from the famous VBAC key VBLN, sorry, key is VBEVLN, come on, key VBELN, we are getting it AUART, and the sales area VKORG, VTWAG, and SPART. Okay, so I think we're done. Okay, and we will have to do one thing. Okay, the famous annotation loved all over the world, OData publish true. Are we done? Partly, not fully, because each and these OData service will create this CDS view will create an OData service, will generate an OData service which will be consumed by Fiori applications. Okay, so in order to make this OData service ready for Fiori level consumption, we need to make some amendments to that. What we'll be doing, we'll be using further UIs. Okay, I will just say position 10. Okay, and you can add, for simplicity, I'll be giving it selection as well. Selection field. Selection field. Okay, so in the output, this web lane will be the first, and it will be also the first searchable field. I will copy this with this. Okay, I will make this 20. I'll make this 20, and I will be doing this very same thing, 30, and from there I'll not complicate it any further. So this is the one. Okay, so we are all sorted. We have just created an CDS view. We are planning to generate an OData out of it, and we are generating somehow parts of the OData metadata just to make it ready for Fiori level consumption at this business application studio. So this way we will be activating it. Okay, and we can run it as an ABAP application just to cross check. Okay, that's fine. Okay, it is returning data. Just one more thing, this service is not yet active. As you all know that this OData service, we'll have to activate it. Okay, so this is the famous transaction IWFNT main service. So from here we are basically registering the OData service that is just generated out of that CDS view. But the point is, one point to note, in hub installations, okay, where we have a separate front-end system and separate back-end system, the CDS view that we have just generated generally gets generated in the back-end. Okay, and the front end actually registers the service. This back end and front end are basically connected with RFCs. Okay, so we don't have to bother about that, but we need to make sure that the CDS view is getting generated at the back end, and the corresponding OData that is getting generated out of that annotation OData published true has to be registered in the front end. Okay, for hub installations, but here in our case it's an embedded installation, so the front end and back end gets into a single entity. Okay, so this is embedded installation. So here in the back end itself we generate the CDS as well as register the OData service. Okay, fine. So from here we will be going to register it. System alias always will be local ZCDS BTP2 underscore CDS. This last part of this name underscore CDS. Whenever you generate an OData out of a CDS, this part automatically gets appended by SAP. So now you just have to find it and register. So here you can use your own package, but I am for the time being using it in the local object. Okay, this gets successfully loaded and all. Okay, so now we'll have to see, though we have added it successfully. So let's search it whether our addition is successful or not. Yes, it's successful, and system aliases and other stuffs are all done correctly. So now let's visit the gateway client once, just to see how does the OData service look. Because we have seen the CDS, now we'll be just entering the OData world and have a view of it. Okay, so I'll be seeing first the metadata. Okay, that's the metadata part. If I execute, it's all metadata. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and status code is 200. Okay, fields are all there. Now see some data, choose the entity set to browse the data. Okay, putting a straight. Okay, we see some data. So Veblen 1 order type is OR RRBH0101, and let's check the same data is being returned here as well. For Veblen 1 everything is fine, but this AUART is TA. Okay, why is it? Why is this different? The answer lies here. If you go inside this, AUART field, okay, of the VBAC, okay, if you go here, where is that AUART? Yes, if you go here and you go here and you go here and use this, okay, conversion exit function module, and here if you pass TA, it will give you OR. Okay, so OData, that means outer world. Okay, whenever you pass something into the OData level, you exchange with the OData layer, this user exit comes into play and making this internal database value of TA into OR, because this is at the OData level. But here inside this is this is straight out of the database. Okay, raw database level data. Okay, so the because conversion exit exists either, functions either at the OData level or at the ABAP layer. Okay, but here in the CDS you do not have the ABAP layer as of now. Okay, you have logged in via SAP HANA Studio, and via the CDS mechanism you are fetching raw data out of the database. So that is why this data is showing TA, as because it's a raw database data. Okay, but at the OData level, when it is getting exposed to the outer world, then this conversion is automatically taking place, and that is why at the gateway level, okay, you are having it OR. So there is nothing wrong in it. It is actually working fine. So now the rest part. Okay, I'll be going to this. Okay, and I'll be going to my trial account and going to the business application studio. So exposition of OData is done. So I am going to this business application studio, and I'm going to this business application studio and trying to create a very simple app, okay, out of that newly created OData. Okay, everyone, so finally we are in the SAP BTP. We have already created a CDS view, generated OData. Now we are accessing this to create a very simple app. Okay, so I'm going here and from template, okay, I'm creating it from a template, SAP Fieri application, start, and from here list report, okay, and this is the data source section. I'll be selecting the data source. I'm connecting to a system, okay, that's fine. Yes, this is my destination. Okay, working fine. So I'll be finding my OData service. This is being duly recognized. So our part is done. So we're just creating another one, BTP123. App title I'll be giving the same, BTP123. Okay, you should be giving it BTP123, and you should be using the path so it gets selected in the project, okay, not as a subdirectory of an existing project. So it's all fine. I'm not deploying it back to S4HANA on-prem Fiori Launchpad, so I'm not adding any deployment configs over here, and it's a plain and simple application, and I'm finishing it. Okay, so because it's a test application, our job is to just generate and see whether the data is being flown from S4HANA to SAP BTP in the form of an OData which was generated out of a CDS. So I'm adding this to my project space. Okay, so this application is all here. So I'm just straight away previewing the application, and hopefully everything is okay. So it is being started, and let's see if this time everything is fine. Yes, I think we have reached it. So as per our selection field in the CDS, there are the selection fields being duly recognized. Okay, and if I press a go, this is the data that we find. We have not configured any object page as such, so that's why the identification property would have done it. So we will be having a separate video on the nitty-gritties of this Fiori elements thing. So for now, this is the one. We have generated a S4HANA. I'm just giving a quick quick recap. Whatever we have done, it's a long way we have come, starting from the BTP, understanding the various parts of BTP, logging into it, and configuring the global account and sub account and all other stuff, okay, and consume services, okay. So that part we understood. We understood that we are interacting with the monolithic juggernaut of SAP on-prem HANA, okay, very heavy system, and we are connecting it to a cloud flexible BTP, okay. So the cloud connector has to be the binding part. So what we did, we logged into S4HANA, we logged into BTP, okay, and then we downloaded, installed, configured the SAP Cloud Connector, logged into Cloud Connector. From Cloud Connector, we actually connected the BTP. From Cloud Connector, we actually connected the S4HANA. So the thing is complete. And now finally what we have just done in the backend system, we have just configured and CDS view, generated an OData and put some special annotations so that that OData can be consumed by Fiori, and we got back into the SAP BTP, and from there we accessed that OData, okay, just to be certain that the cloud connector works amazing. It actually connects these two, puts all these dots together, and finally this is the outcome. Finally this is the app that you see in the screen. And this, if I search, it works absolutely fine. If I search with the sales order, it should work absolutely fine. Yes, it works absolutely fine. And you can also give equals to, and multiple things here, okay. Contains 5, or you can do like this. Contains, equals to 1, add you can give equals to 2, add give equal to 3. Okay, so now if you go, it should ideally show you, and press the go. Okay, it should ideally show you 3. So these conditions are all OR. Okay, so these are all OR conditions. Okay, so it is working perfectly fine. It is showing everything. It will show by default everything to you. So it's working perfectly fine. So this brings us to the end of this video. Congratulations everyone once again. We have come a long way. We have understood the BTP, we have understood the cloud connector, we have connected the S4HANA to the cloud connector, generated a CDS in the back end, generated OData, came back to the SAP BTP, created an app with that OData. So this brings to the end of this video, and my heartfelt congratulations to all of you for completing this video, and we'll be soon seeing you with another interesting topic in near future. Till then, bye bye and thank you.